ask her the question again.
Okay. Mama, like you're talking to me. Okay, just forget he's there. Do you remember any of your births of all the 5?
None of them were that terrible.
None of them were that terrible. What did you do? Were they natural, or did they put you to sleep, or do you...
Chris, I had Chris, and it was just, I don't know whether I had anything or not.
Do you remember, like, did they put you to sleep for it? Did they put you out? Like, because I know I show a video to my kids of, like, back in the day when, like, you had kids where they put the women to sleep. Were you put out, or
No.
did you have her naturally, or?
I had her naturally, I guess.
And then, like, do you remember anything different, like when you had Bill?
No.
How about
Did
Trent?
Chris come early? What were you doing when you decided to go to the hospital?
I don't remember.
You know?
Do you remember any of them? Any of them? Like, I mean, because it's hard for me to even differentiate between Emily and Will. But I mean, like, do you remember any of the births being different from any of the other ones?
No.
What, did Papaw never got to be in there with you though? Did he? No. Did any of it? Do you remember being like that it hurt?
Oh,
Do you
you're
remember the
right.
contractions?
When you're in labor, yeah, it hurts.
Did you go to the hospital right away, like, or what?
Well, I had to go to Parkersburg for the last one.
Oh my God! All the way to Parkersburg? Why?
Because they didn't have a hospital here.
Oh my gosh! So were you in labor all the way to hospital?
No.
Well, how'd you know you needed to go?
I just knew it was time to go.
You just
I
went.
don't remember.
You don't remember really? You remember any of the births of them?
Now, where was Chris born?
In Greensboro.
Greensboro? What hospital?
It's not even in existence.
Sternberger? The hospital you were working in?
Yeah, it's not even there now.
And what hospital was I born in?
On Camden Clark.
Okay.
Where's Trent born? No, Benny was next, wasn't he? Where's Benny born?
Camden Clark.
Camden Clark. And Trent, Camden Clark too?
Yeah.
And Pat too?
Yeah.
You probably remember more about Pat because he was the most recent. Oh my gosh.
Somebody did.
Was Pat any different than in the others that you remember?
No, I don't remember.
Well, that's good. It must not have been so bad then. I know back in...
They used to put him.
They would put-
My twin sister, they put her to sleep.
Yeah, they put him to sleep. Because I have a video where it shows what they did and then what they do now. And it shows the difference of the 2 deliveries.
But she says it was horrible because she was in labor and she was in so much pain. And then they knocked him out to a certain extent, but they could still feel the pain.
Still feel the pain, but the deal is, I've told Emily, you know, she wants to go with an epidural. And
It's
I'm like,
wonderful.
I said, an epidural would be great, honey, but then you lose your sensation of being able to push.
No, you don't. I did it.
You did it?
I sure did. They said
Okay,
push and I pushed.
Okay, well then that's good because
Yeah. It's
You
wonderful.
don't have any pain.
No, it was wonderful. It was actually fun.
because you could
I
actually.
wasn't in any pain. They're saying push, and I said okay. And I
Okay, well
pushed.
that's good.
And then
That's
she
good.
came out,
See,
and I was
never-
happy, and I felt great. And they put her on me, and she was warm. And she looked up at me. And I thought, oh,
Did Trent get to cut the
brother.
umbilical cord?
Yep, he was right there.
Aw.
Yeah.
So Mr. Snippers over there. There he is.
Do you remember cutting the umbilical cord, Trent?
I do. It was quite an experience. Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was going to hurt or not. But no,
They
it's pretty
clamp
cool.
off
Yeah.
both ends and then they
Right,
snip.
yeah, it's no
Yeah.
big deal. I think it's kind of a formality.
But tell her to get the epidural. It's a wonderful experience.
Okay, but that's
Because
what
I
she's
didn't
got.
have
She's-
one with Tracy, see.
Mommy, did
I
you
never
have
had
you ever
one.
had the did you ever have the opportunity to deliver a baby?
Yeah.
Did you? What was it? Doctor couldn't make it or something?
Right.
Well, tell us about that. Where did that happen?
Over here.
In Jackson General?
Yeah.
And so you were working in the emergency room at that time?
No, I wasn't.
In the operating room?
No, I was back on the medical floor.
And what happened? The people just come in and all of a sudden,
Yeah,
So there wasn't a doctor in the hospital?
he hadn't come yet.
were you excited or nervous or what?
No,
God, Mama,
Was there any
I'd be
problems?
freaking out.
Always like,
Whatever.
Did she have a natural delivery?
yeah.
Where did she have the baby? In the emergency room?
No, I was in the back in OB.
OB?
Hey, Charlie.
Charlie's such a good guy. He's so sweet. God knows. Yes, who him? Who my boy?
that's right.
He's on right.
My son.
My son.
You, Mama, do you remember very much about your wedding?
Yeah,
Do you? Where you had your wedding in Belpre, right? In the Congregational Church?
yeah.
What do you remember most about your wedding?
Didn't have any pictures.
You did?
How pretty she was.
Because you couldn't afford a photographer?
I had one planned, but Daddy said we couldn't afford it, so we did without it.
Really? Wow. Did you have any type of reception after the wedding?
Yeah, down the basement of the church.
Really? Okay. And did you have a maid of honor?
Yeah.
Who was your maid of honor?
And I like you. Trivet.
Who was your maid of honor?
Madeline Drew.
Madeline Drew?
She's the one that went to Duke with me.
Oh,
How cool is that?
Where was she from?
She was from Kentucky, but she was staying with a sister in Parkersburg.
Oh.
Dr. F.L. Blair's wife was her twin sister.
Huh. I was kind of lucky that she got to come back
Yeah,
here
it
with
is.
you. Yeah.
okay. So when you went to nursing school, you went to nursing school at Canham Clark.
Yeah.
Was that 2 or 3 years?
It was 3 years.
3 years. And then the year after that, did you go down to Duke to do a year at Duke?
No, I went to Washington, D.C., and I was at Children's Hospital over there, and then St. Elizabeth's Psychiatric Hospital.
How long were you in Washington, D.C.?
It was probably 6 months, I guess. I'm not sure.
And then did you go from there to Duke?
No, I came back here and finished.
Finish school in
She was
Parkersburg?
very advanced for her age, for that age.
And then you went, after you finished up, then you go down to Duke?
After I had experience in the operating room for a year.
So you worked up there in the operating room. Was Dr. F.L. Blair the doctor you worked for?
Yeah, he was one of the doctors.
Okay.
They all died now. All the doctors I used to know died.
Really? And then you went down to Duke and worked down there a year?
No, I was down there 6 months.
6 months?
2 semesters.
2 semesters? Now, when you went down to Duke, was Daddy a student down there?
Yeah,
Was he? Did you know him before you went down there?
yeah.
Did you? Had you already planned on going down there when you met him?
Yes, I did.
Did you? So was that how you got to meet him? Because somebody knew you were going there and he was going
No,
there?
I wasn't. I just happened to meet him.
Oh my gosh.
At a party and
Well, Dave came to a party a doctor had for us. And I met Dave and
so was Daddy with Dave?
no,
So Dave met you and then he introduced you to Daddy?
I met him in Parkersburg. He was working for Dave then at a service station.
Daddy was working for Uncle Dave. Dave had a service station
Yeah,
in Parkersburg?
yeah.
And Daddy worked for him, huh?
That summer.
All in the summertime.
So did,
Go ahead, ask.
so Dave liked you first, right? No?
Dave didn't like you?
I didn't have anything to do with him.
Oh, okay. He was dating Polly at the time?
No.
They didn't know each other at that time? So when you went down to when you went down to Duke to Durham, did you stay in a dorm?
They had a nursing home
That's what I
there.
say. She looks
that we
great.
went to.
Yeah, she does, doesn't she?
And so when you
She
went down to
always
Durham, how
does
long
that.
were you down there?
Well, you do though.
I was down there a year, 2 semesters.
2 semesters in a year. And then, did you come back to Belpre after that?
No, I came back to Parkersburg and I worked that summer.
That summer? Okay, and then you got married in September?
It's probably
Yeah.
stay in 2 weeks.
What, when did you get engaged? When did Daddy ask you to marry you? You got married in September. Did he ask you to marry you when you were down there or during the summer
I
or
guess down there.
down there? So,
What I want to know about Mommy is, what do you remember about your mom?
My mother,
Yeah, I just thought she was awesome.
she's still in Parkersburg.
Is she?
She lives with somebody, I guess.
She was such a good person. I stayed with her one time when Bill was in school. He was going to a training for Northwestern Mutual, a school for that, and she was just so easy to be around. You know, is she, do you remember